Welcome to episode 71, Creative Ideas to Rebuild Your Community. I'm your host, Sean Patrick Maloney. Thanks for joining me this week. Guys, I want to talk to you about something really important and special to me, something I hold dear to my heart, and that's small business and community. Community is what makes this country great. Community is what pulls us all together. The community we live in is chosen to why we decided to live in the places we decided to live. And right now, community's never been under such attack. And I'm going to talk about why and how we can fix it currently. We just came off of COVID-19. I can't even say come off of because it still exists. It's still going on. There's still a struggle. We've surpassed 100,000 dead. We've surpassed millions of cases worldwide. We've surpassed numbers we never thought we'd see while we're living. What we also have had happen is the closure of most businesses, if not all businesses, at some given point in some way, shape, or form. Now we're in a phase reopening, and we're reopening piece by piece. Currently in Massachusetts, we're on phase 2, stage 1, because we now have broken phases into stages, so we have this opening plan. We're working on opening, we're trying to get everyone back up and running, and now the true struggle comes in. Where are we going to go with this? What's going to happen? Who's going to benefit? How are they going to come out? And how can we help our community recover and return back? What can we do right now that's going to benefit everybody around us? Let's start it right here. 12 people made over $584 billion during this pandemic. Those 12 people represent some of the most rich people in the world. Some of the names in that list are Bill Gates, Elon Musk, and even Jeff Bezos over there at Amazon. Why is this? Because their businesses did not shut down. If anything, they grew during this time. The ability to not buy anything local forced us all online. The problem is we've all become comfortable online, and we're buying products off people we don't know. We're taking all of our local community money, we're sending it across the internet to another place, and we're having them mail back products. What this is doing is taking all the local money and sending it far, far away where we never will see any of the differences of it, and we'll end up having big problems. What this means is a lot of businesses, as they're reopening, are reopening a bit different and having some trouble. They're not seeing the usual customers. They're finding that their usual customers are elsewhere. Let's talk about how we can help. First thing you can do is shop local. Shopping local is simple as just getting into local stores and buying your merchandise there. Instead of ordering so much online, going down the street and getting something from a store that you know and that you loved. Remember the stores that you grew up with and the ones that made a difference in your life, and support those stores. While you're there, maybe buy some extra items that you normally order online, or maybe you went to a big box retailer in the past where maybe it's a Best Buy or some other large store that you go to. Maybe you go more local and you go to a place, maybe Dan's TVs or something along those lines. We need to make sure we're more diligent and more aware of that than ever. The next stage to this whole process is getting this reopening going. Is the businesses need customers, but they also need publicity. Marketing budgets are going to be tight. So there is places where we can help people with marketing budgets. We now have social media. We now have Google and all these different great tools that help businesses get found. What I want you to do is the next time you buy a product at a localized business, go online and write them a review. Post that photo up on their Google. Put things into their Google that will help them. Give them a Yelp review. Write them those reviews that they need. Give them those stars they deserve, because you know that you had a great experience at these places. It's now time to share it. Well, speaking of sharing, social media is a great place to get some free benefit out to these retailers. We're going to go out to the retailer, we're going to post that we're shopping at, and we're going to put a picture up of what we're shopping, and we're going to remind other people what businesses are opening. This doesn't just exclusively happen in retail, but in this section of the podcast so far, we're going over retail. So on these retailers, hashtagging, letting people know these retailers are open. Even if it's just something as simple as you don't even stop in and buy anything. Maybe you're in the high risk category and you're like, I want to help, but I can't help because I can't put myself out there. Maybe it's as simple as driving by and taking a picture or putting it on your story and just saying, did you know so-and-so is open during such and such hours selling all these different items? This is going to increase their traffic for them and help them, like I said, with the marketing thing. Another thing you could do with retailers is if you know a localized retailer and they're about to open, maybe just reach out to them and say, is there something I can do to help? Is there a way that I can help you? They may say, hey, I need help carrying inventory. I need help dusting shelves. Or could you help me by coming over and cutting the lawn? Offer your services to your local community. Community is everything we have. As home buyers, sellers, and owners, we are a part of the community. We're going to be in that community. We want to make sure that we get interwoven within the community and that we give back to those who have given so much to us. I know a lot of times the news and everything that goes on, people believe that businesses really just take money and that they're for sale and they're not the greatest things. But the truth is, I'm a member of a lot of different business associations, everything from Duxbury Business Association to the Plymouth Area Chamber of Commerce. I'm a member, and I can tell you each and every one of those groups has a massive impact on their local community. Everything from buying oil for local families that may be in troublesome times, to buying scholarships for kids that need to go to a school, to an event such as Holidays, which is put on completely for free across the entire town of Duxbury, Massachusetts, put on by businesses for the community to enjoy the local scene right before the holidays. Things like this are what make community, and that's why it's more important than ever we reach out to them. Now let's talk about restaurants. Restaurants is an interesting one. We had lots of people rush right out, getting takeout food and thinking, well, geez, they're selling a lot of pizzas. I imagine they must be killing it. That's what we say in our mind because there's 20 people in line. Now think about this. The 20 people in line, is it really 20 or is it just 10 people standing with 6-foot gaps? Truth is, it's really 10. It's less numbers than you think it is, and it's less impactful than you think. What are people ordering? They're ordering the smallest and easiest things to take home, such as pizzas. How many people do you know that really order steaks with potatoes and all these other things to bring home? Of course, we've done it now during COVID time, but it's much more rare. We tend to order chicken fingers, chicken wings, rice. We tend to order things like pizzas, soups, stuff that travels well, reheats well, and goes well. What we don't order liquor. And if we do order liquor, we're buying a 6-pack from them to go at a crazy high rate. This is a very painful time for restaurants, losing their whole entire bar, losing their normal menu, losing the fact that the average customer would sit and spend double or triple or quadruple what they're spending today has been devastating to them. Now that they're back in the reopen here in Massachusetts, we're on phase 2, which allows outdoor dining. This is the places that you want to work those methods I told you before. Social sharing, share a picture of your food, hashtag it, tag it locally, put it up in a local group, tell people about it. When you're on the phone later on, hey Ma, yeah, I just got a great meal over at Sang's. It was awesome. Let people know places are open and help contribute that way. Get online, give them the reviews, help them with the Yelp, add the photos that you have, do everything you can to help them come back, especially if you had places you really liked. If you want to make sure they're there in the future, you need to make sure that you're there now. If you want them in the future, you now. That's the action it's going to take to make these places be able to stay. And while you're there, order a few things. Maybe order your lunch for the next day. And that way there you have it already set up and you can just take that to work. Whatever it be that you can do to help out, you really need to do for your local community now. Again, if you're local, you have the time and energy available, maybe you reach out to the business owner and say, is there something I can do to help? Lots of us listening to this podcast right now may own our own businesses. We may be part of the community. If your business is open and wasn't as affected as somebody else's business, or is open and you've been open for a while and you learned how to open, reach out to other business owners and say, hey, I know you're brand new to this reopening thing. I went through it about 3 weeks ago. Here's some things that we did that was successful that I think you could implement into your business today and find the same success we did when we reopened. Also, avoid these things. Watch out for this. This is what we had that was some trouble for us, or here's how we reacted with the town. These are things that we all have that we can help each other as local communities. I mentioned earlier Duxbury Business Association as well as Plymouth Area Chamber. I am a member of Hanover Chamber, Marshfield Chamber, Pembroke Chamber, and a bunch of others. I don't say them like that because I want to brag about them. I'm saying them like that because I'm proud to be a part of all those. Those are all the communities that support my company here, Movementum Realty, selling real estate, and I want to give back to every one of those communities, if not more. I want to give them more than they ever gave me because I'm thankful to have the community I have. Like I said at the beginning of this podcast, the reason people choose to live in certain areas is the community. The reason people choose to go where they go is based on what stores, restaurants, how far it is to things and all that. We do not want to lose the amazing group of things we have. Restaurants are culture. Restaurants are so much of the lifeblood of the area. Restaurants are rich with history. They're great food. There are memories. Maybe we got engaged there. Maybe we had a birthday party. So much of our life revolves around food and restaurants. It'd be a shame to see them go. Then obviously you have some other things coming open like beaches, and you have your parks and historic locations and all these things. If you haven't yet taken time, maybe this is a better time ever than to reconnect with nature, to get out there, to learn where the local hiking trails are, to see the historic stuff in your area, to appreciate local art, to appreciate the local things we have. All the time we're on the internet or we're out and traveling and trying to get all across the world on a plane and go to these cool places that we saw other people put up for pictures and videos, when we have a cool spot right here. Living in New England, we are so lucky. We have so much available to us. If you don't know the area yet, maybe go on our blog and check out our Everything Duxbury guide that tells you all about Duxbury, or the Walking Trails of Duxbury guide that we did. There are companies that have produced great books and great information about the local area, and we have so many things like the Wildlands Trust and other ones that are available to us that are free to get out there and to go. And while you're out there, how will you better your community? Carry a bag with you and pick up some of this trash. Some of the people that are coming out for COVID that don't normally go in the woods don't respect the rules of the woods, that you take more than you came with when it comes to trash. Not only do you not leave yours, you take other people's. So be a contributing member that way, and also post where these locations are and contribute to your community and tell them where they can find locations that they can go to. Guys, I know it's not easy. I know there's a huge struggle out there. There's a big struggle ahead. There's a lot of unknowns when it comes to, will we get hit again in the fall? Will we not? Where will we go from this? How will we recover? Who got what money from PPP? Who got EIDL? And all the other acronyms that are thrown out. But what we're not talking about is, what is my social impact? What is my local impact? What is my community preference? How am I going to grow this community? How am I going to make sure my community is here and thriving when the time comes that everything's back wide open again? I hope this podcast opens your eyes to a few things that you can do with very little effort to make your community better, and I hope you put action to your words right away. Thank you so much for listening this week. I really appreciate all you. If you haven't yet subscribed to the podcast, please make sure to do so. Also, make sure to tell friends and family about it. And while you're at it, check out our Facebook group as well as our blog. I hope you enjoyed listening today. Thank you so much for everything, and I look forward to talking to you in the future.